Welcome into the Behind the Wall podcast brought to you by the We Are in Phillipsburg. So, last year, Penn State defensive end Max Granville reclassified from 2025 class to the 2024 class. So he was supposed to have just finished up his senior year this past year and then come in now, but he came early. And now that really put him in a great place coming into this year. Even last year, he was Abdul Carter's backup in the third down rush package. So clearly someone that was already starting to really contribute as a true freshman that still should have been going to senior year prom. And I think that was kind of the idea with doing that with Granville. We didn't need him to perform right away, but with Abdul heading to the draft, we didn't know what Denai was going to do at the time. Obviously, now we do know Denai is coming back, but still, we were going to need help in 2025 no matter what. Amin Vanover obviously done, Smith-Vilbert gone, so we knew, hey, we got to find a way to stock up a little bit or else 2025 could be rough for us at defensive end. Now, Granville is looking like a huge part of this defensive line in 2025. Still, obviously, with Denai Dennis Sutton and then Zariah Fisher being an older guy, has been banged up in the past. But I think those are two veteran guys that you can definitely be excited about. And then you look behind them, definitely a little bit of a question mark of who's going to be that third and fourth DN. Well, I think because Max Granville became so early, he's got a good shot to be that third or fourth guy. Now, enter in Daniel Jennings, defensive end and commit in Penn State's 2026 recruiting class. Well, just last week, he announced that he would be foregoing his senior year and joining the 2025 class, similar to what Granville did last year. So that means that he will be coming here in June. So there's kind of there's those early enrollees that come in January. Then you have a group that comes in May. Those guys actually just got here about 4 or 5 days ago. And then you have another group that comes in June because sometimes there's graduation conflicts and guys can't technically enroll in the month of May. So Jennings is going to come in here in June, get some time with Chuck Losey in the summer, and once again, skip over that senior year. So we might as well familiarize ourselves a little bit with Jennings right now. He is 6'2", 225 pounds. Also played running back. That's like almost all of his highlight tape at the beginning. And, you know, he's the definition of an athlete. He just takes off. You will see him outrun guys. He has speed. He has that burst. Now, I will say 6'2" is not an ideal length for a defensive end. We don't know his arms or really his measurements and that kind of stuff yet. But I'm not one to say that just because you aren't 6'4" or 6'5", that you can't be successful at defensive end. And honestly, we're at a point where it's really more just about that twitch, that burst. How do you get off the ball? I mean, we saw Abdul Carter did get very defined in his pass rush moves, but someone like Chop Robinson, he was just straight get off, and he had some moves, but I mean, he was, especially when he first got to Penn State, he would just beat guys off the line. So because of just what I've seen from Jennings, I see a lot of potential in him. He has that natural burst off of the line where it's just like, wow, he can get off the ball. He accelerates, flies. He knows how to kind of time up that snap count, and generally that's kind of something that takes a little bit of time to get used to, and obviously that'll change at the next level. A lot of times in high school, everything is on one. But like I said, generally his number one quality as an edge and what makes an elite edge rusher is that get off. And it seems like Jennings has that to a good degree. And I think that Deion Barnes can even continue to take that to the next level. And that's why he wanted to get him here early. So he could be an impact guy next year. Obviously, you're not really expecting Jennings to do too much this year, but the thought is next year after you lose Denai Dennis Sutton, Zariah Fisher, and then, you know, obviously then that's another year of Max Granville and Jalen Harvey and a couple other guys have time to step up, but you're probably looking at needing Daniel Jennings next year. So let's hop into Jennings tape. Wait, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the show. I really appreciate it. It helps us out here at Behind the Wall. We've got a lot of great content coming this summer and this fall. So, all right, let's see what we were getting out of Jennings and hop into the film. One thing is evident when watching Jennings tape is that he is already pretty detailed in his pass rush moves. He is really good right here, and he's kind of playing more inside at this little club and then swim move. You see how he does? I mean, we're going against lower level offensive linemen, but right here does a good job. Club, swim, and then just the acceleration to the quarterback. seeing this, I think that's why Deion Barnes and Coach Franklin were so confident that he can come a year early. Right here, similar move once again, just getting around him, over top, go track him down. And it looks fluid for him. Every time we look at a pass rusher, anytime those hips, the hands, when they're in sync, they look fluid. That tells you you're getting something out of this guy. So now he's rushing at the top of the screen, taking on a triple team here, and this just power through. I'm bigger, I'm faster, I'm getting to the quarterback. That's always good to see that he can hit the power move. He does a good job bull rushing, especially this outside, this right tackle, fires him back on his heels, and then get to the quarterback, make the sack. And then right here, once again, taking on two guys. And this is defeating the block and then taking another one on. So really good hands. You see, it's hard to see from back here. We're working with huddle tape here. Hand swipe, gets around, and then throws the running back upfield, gets back, and then gets you a sack as well. So, it's a lot of it is just looking like, and I said this earlier, it looks like he doesn't have a lot left in high school football. He's dominating these guys over and over and over. Now, this is what I like to see. This bend that he has too, like he's showing a lot. So gets right here, gets on the inside move. Now he's already won. He's inside. And then right here, you see that bend back, how he's able to plant that foot in the ground. Look at the angle that his body's on. And now he's, boom, back vertical and get the sack. That is great technique. That is great just athletic ability out of Jennings there. All right, now let's check out Jennings in the run game. And he's just as disruptive in the run game as he is in the pass rush game. So right here, check him out. Once again, taking on three guys. There is three blockers on Jennings here. Fights through. I don't care what level of high school. When you got three guys on you, it is not easy. So he ends up fighting through that, gets on it. You see him right here. And then they're calling momentum, but he just swiped the ball out. That was him. Ball's on the ground. He's chasing it. Could take that back for 6 if they would have given it to him. But just a playmaker, has such a good nose for the ball. Watch him right here. Follows this motioning tight end. He's not supposed to do this. Loops inside on this, comes back, makes the TFL. That's instincts right there. That's when you're one of the better players on the field and you say, hey, I'm going to go make a play, and just completely breaks his containment, comes in, makes the TFL. And then right here, I like to see a straight line speed. Tracking the running back down, obviously unblocked. And a lot of times the backside defensive end is unblocked. But you see, fires out. I love his mechanics. He's going for the quarterback. And then I see it's a pitch. Okay, down the line, boom, go make the tackle. And this last one right here, just it's the Abdul Carter-like dip. He liked to do that a lot. But you just see that quickness of it just looks like a flash. Boom. Just gets flat, gets under him. Goes inside. He sees, diagnoses very quickly. He sees this guard pulling. He sees the running back going down. He goes, well, I'm not going to get inside going around. I'm going to go inside, boom, get around, and then go make a TFL in the backfield. I really like what I see out of Jennings.
The best Happy Valley has to offer at the one-of-a-kind We Are In. Located in Phillipsburg, we are the perfect destination for football and food fans alike. Our impressive menu specializes in many dishes, from Italian cuisines to Philly specialties like classic cheesesteaks. There's something for every palate at the We Are In. Whether you want to watch the game or share a glass of wine with a special someone, you're sure to find something to love here at the We Are In.
So I had someone ask me on Twitter, why are guys reclassifying? Because this is now, this is the second time we've seen this for Penn State, and it's becoming more and more popular around college football. One big reason, money, as is most things that sway decisions, and that NIL money is lucrative. We don't know how long it's just going to be a free-for-all. I think even with what's going on and, the courts and stuff, it's still going to be a little bit of we can do whatever we want, but I think that will be coming to a close in the near future years. Hopefully we get some structure. So the idea is, hey, let's get to college now. I mean, if someone was saying, hey, you can be a college kid, a high school kid and just make no money, or you can come to college right now and probably make $100K. I mean, if you're a 4-star, probably at least $100K. Well, I'm gonna go make money now. Let's get to this. Let's start getting me going to the next level, and then hopefully, obviously, the dream is the NFL there. But that money is a big reason why a lot of guys are reclassifying. And then the other piece too, like watching his tape, he straight up dominates guys in high school. And it feels like when you do that your junior year and you just complete a dominant year as a junior, it doesn't really feel like there's a lot left for you when you come back. I mean, it's fun. Obviously, there's the whole idea of like senior year, prom, just getting to enjoy being a kid. So there is that side. And when I talk to guys, because I've talked, especially guys around like Maryland that I know, I tell them that. I say, hey, and this is normally when it comes with graduating early in January. I mean, this is talking about leaving a whole year early, but there is, missing that being a kid at the end. But then again, when we're talking about making hundreds of thousands of dollars and putting yourself in better position, and they're saying to Jennings, hey, you're able to get here, and that's going to put you in better position in 2026 to maybe get some real playing time as a redshirt freshman. Well, you might want to take that. I mean, you have to seriously consider that. And honestly, that's how I felt after my junior year, partially because we won the championship. Shout out Olu Fashanu and Caleb Williams, beat them in the playoffs. Always got to throw that in there whenever I get a chance to rag on Olu. And then obviously, Caleb Williams, not going well for the social media right now in the NFL with the Bears. Hopefully that sorts itself out. But I would have been perfectly fine going to Penn State after my junior year. So I had COVID hit. I didn't even have a senior year, so that's kind of how it played out anyways. But and I think the other piece to it too is that Deion Barnes, they wouldn't want Jennings to come if they didn't feel like he wasn't somewhat ready. Because there is that idea of, hey, yeah, obviously he's not necessarily ready to start as a freshman. Most people are not. But the idea is he's good enough to come here and, maybe playing some games early on and then be an impact player in 2026. But if they felt like, hey, he really needs a whole nother year to be even in just high school and develop and just get a little bit older, they wouldn't take him on at this point. So to me, just watching his tape, looks like a man amongst boys. But Jennings, similar to Granville, like I said, is not going to be an impact player this year. But in 2026, when Denai's gone, we're still going to need 4 defensive ends to play. Sometimes you play 4 to 5. Guys get injured. So I think having that depth piece down the road could be really impactful here for Jennings in this defense. So I appreciate you guys tuning in to today's show. Please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.